How about that guy?
Nah, man, he's playing.
Hey man, you trying to play? Oh, me? Yeah, you. Yeah.
Where's he going?
Yo, where you going, man?
He's scared.
Come on, man. You ready? Now I am.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars.
We call them the Orange Crush. Our opposing team of the Miracles here at return line this evening at point guard is Sean Van Zandt. At shooting guard, Srimar Saravanan. At small forward, Tyler Curry. At power forward, Dwayne Smith. And at center, Stanley Robinson. The head coach of the Miracles is Serge. The assistant coach, Andre and Oligi.
Chris, okay.
Chris Woodson.
I was made to move mountains. I was born to be astounding. I was grown with a good heart, the type to dive in the water, deal with the sharks. Whoever survived it, yo, we threw them on the ark. No, I ain't Noah, and no, I ain't Jesus. Just a man that grew up, two brothers in a co-op, a single mother, but knowing this thank you and pleases. Don't mistake my niceness for weakness. That's thinking you can touch nitroglycerin. One touch freeze, don't feel it shivering. You're ice cold and the ground starts trembling. I was raised to move mountains. I was born to move mountains. I was raised to move mountains. I was born to move mountains. I was made to move mountains. I was made to move mountains. I was born to move mountains.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the east end of Harbor Station as we will introduce now the year 2014-2015 St. John Millrats. So first up, please welcome for the first time here at Harbor Station, 5'10" point guard, a Canadian All-Star from Toronto, Ontario. His nickname is Superman, number 11, Alex Hudson. Sexy socks. Also for the first time in St. John, from Ottawa, Ontario, this man stands 6'11", wearing number 00. Give it up for Jamie Vanderbeeken. From Wellington, Tennessee, he's a 6'8" power forward, wearing number 35, Jermaine Derby. Right here from St. John, New Brunswick, 6'8" forward, number 33, Peter Lynch. From Oakland, California, he is the showman. He is an honor. We call him Air Canada, number 20, Air.
This guy here will make you laugh. Just make you laugh.
And from Alabama, he is 6'6". He is legal under the accident, number 34, Tyrone.
All he wants to do is just hand it out, dunk it,
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce your starters for tonight's game. At point guard, he is from Boston, Massachusetts, 5'11". You know him as Radio, number 10, Rocky Sultan. Next up, from Mobile, Alabama, he wears number 23, standing 6'5", Johnny Mayhem. This power forward stands 6'7", hails from Memphis, Tennessee. He wears number 21, Jeremy Williams. 150, King Ranch from Valley Ford. As Coach King makes his exit from the 2015 Ford F-150, the Millwrights assistant coaches are Paul Vaughn, Randy Wilman, Jim Palmer, and Aaron Moncton. The team is switching therapists is Kathy Simon from Lifelong Physical Therapy. And today's junior Millwrights are the Canadian Basketball Association Panthers. Come on, Panthers, we want to see you on the floor. Today's officials will be Rob Smith and Todd McGinnis. So ladies and gentlemen, how this works, we're going to give the Panthers a chance to do some laps. And then we've got an announcement, and then we'll take it to the national anthem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the National Basketball League of Canada has decided to take the pledge to end bullying. And at this time, we would ask that you stand and join the Millwrights in reciting the pledge. You'll be able to follow it here on our big screen. Once again, this is the pledge to end bullying. I believe that everybody has the right to live in a community where they feel safe, included, valued, and accepted regardless of differences. I pledge to be respectful of others and stand up against bullying whenever and wherever I see it. Together, as a team and as a league, we will help fight bullying in our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much. We ask that you please remain standing, remove your hats, and join Daniel Corey in the singing of our national anthem.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
My Lord,
we go, buddy.
Chris, you coach Cowles High School?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. We're here for some NBL action. St. John Millrats versus the Moncton Miracles, and we're off to an early start. Miracles getting the first 2 points. I want to welcome to the broadcast Stacey Atkinson of St. Stephen High School and Chris Woodside from Cowles High School in Cowles, Maine, running a great program down there in the state of Maine.
You don't see Kenny missing many of those, Ben.
Kenny Jones does not miss those often.
As Bill Walton would say, throw it down, big man. Throw it down. I think he tried.
So Dwayne Smith able to hit. The Moncton Miracles are on a run here, 4-0. Anthony Anderson looking for some space and hits the 3.
Wow, what a great start for Anderson. He struggled last week, a few early misses, and, it looked like he was laboring. The last home game against Halifax, he was limping a bit, but I was watching him in the warm-up. He was looking pretty good. Back to 100%, I hope.
As the season goes on, you see Anthony Anderson's confidence grow, and we know that by season's end, he's going to be averaging somewhere between 25 and 35 points per game, and that's what he does. Speaking of Kenny Jones, he's finishing that time.
His nickname's a big ticket, but my nickname for him is Mr. Pump Fake.
Yeah, we haven't kept his averages on pump fakes. We were talking 20 to 30 a game.
Oh yeah, at least 20 to 30. The most underused skill in the game of basketball is that pump fake, and boys, he used it to a T.
So Kenny Jones going to work in the block here. Beautiful pass. So Johnny Mayen able to get the 2.
Different look than what they've been seeing defensively from Moncton. Halifax was 96 feet of ball pressure, double team the basketball, a lot of pressure on the basketball. You're looking at Moncton already. Game plan is to set back inside that 3 and contain the basketball and see how that works for them.
I think a big difference too between the Halifax Rainmen and the Moncton Miracles is the size difference. We talked last game about having to great move to the hoop there.
Singleton he throws the ball away and gives up a foul, not what he wanted to do there. If you're going to foul him that close, put him on the line for 2 shots, not an and 1.
Tamara Sutherland able to make that seemed to be an easy layup and got hit. And we get the extra free throw here, and he makes it. Anthony Anderson trying to light up again. Not able to hit. But no, we talked about the size difference between the Halifax Rainmen and the Moncton Miracles. This is definitely a more comparable team with regards to size.
Size-wise, yeah.
You don't have your 6'10", 6'11" big men that Halifax had. So I think you're going to see more of a fast-paced game here.
Well, I'm interested to see Vanderbeek can get in the game here for the Millrats and see what that big 6'11" frame can do.
And we talked about Kenny Jones, how he's able to go to work against those bigs, 6'10", 6'11". Really going to be able to match up against these small forwards and power forwards in the Moncton Miracles because he's got that strength and agility to just outpower his opponents.
Oh, he definitely does. When he's got all the back to the basket moves, a game, and he can step out and hit that 15-footer.
There it is there. Kenny Jones is unstoppable.
a big, strong guy. You know, he'll step out and use his quickness, or he'll back you down and use his strength.
We've talked about him and Levitt both being Charles Barkley-like players, playing a lot bigger than their listed size, and they're going to take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, you know, in every game they have to guard that 6'11", 7-footer, and geez, they do a great job.
Again, Tremar Sutherland able to get the 2, coming off a nice screen there by the Moncton Miracles. Murat's really being patient with the basketball. There's an open look, not able to hit. Dwayne Smith came down with that rebound. Wow. Kenny Jones trying to draw a charge. Not happening. Refs weren't into it.
Little displeasure coming from the crowd on that one.
Okay.
Right where he left off against Halifax. 6 for 7 in the game against Halifax from beyond the arc. 6 for 8, sorry.
And he shoots from the same location.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, he's going to fade to the corner, and you know what a great spot to be a three-point shooter is.
Hey, if you're a three-point shooter and they're going to leave you game, hit 8 or 9 threes. Go for it.
Well, you're standing in the corner. You're taking the help defense if the ball's penetrating on that side. It's so far.
Well, with what Anthony Anderson, the other guards are really doing. So there, Kenny Jones is drawing 3 defenders at him. And he's able then to kick the ball out to the three-point specialist, and that's just been happening. He's wide open.
Kenny called for a sub. I don't know. He's not limping or anything. I'm not sure what. Maybe just needs a breath. Tyrone Levitt in the game for St. John.
They will be on sale until almost the end of the third quarter.
And Tyrone Levitt really sparked the St. John Mirats team last time we were at home. Just with a quick couple steals and rebounds.
To stop the basketball and rebound the ball. You know, you hate to. I don't like giving credit to one person for a team win, but I tell you, he was instrumental in that win against Halifax, just on the defensive end of the floor.
Timeout was called, media timeout. The score, ladies and gentlemen, is goal, like someone like Bab, coming off the bench and just shooting threes and not having to necessarily crash the boards. But in the National Basketball League of Canada, you look at someone like Tyrone Levitt who can shoot that 3 ball, chasing down his own rebounds. And, we're just talking about the differences between the game style in National Basketball League of Canada and the D-League. And really, the main Red Claws are there to really develop key players and being sent down from the Celtics. But what I love about our league is guys are really battling. Doesn't matter if you're the point guard, you're starting lineup through the 12th player. We're talking about the Mirats having new players just being added to the team. Recently this week, they go all out in this game. So whether it's crashing the boards or following your shot or making that extra effort, that's the benefit you see. When you come to watch these NBL games, Stacey, I'm sure you'd agree. They're battling hard to win these games.
Oh, they are. Like we were talking earlier, it's more of that team chemistry, that drive to win a championship. That's in the NBL, there are the 7 teams, 8 teams are fighting for that championship banner at the end of the season, as opposed to you take the D-League, for example. Yeah, there's like a D-League champion, but it's one game you have these 12 players, and then the next game you have 8 are gone and 8 new players are in, and it's not that same team chemistry, diving on the floor, run through that wall if you want kind of style of basketball.
Yeah, what's interesting, I think, what was great about watching the Red Claws play is that even though that the idea is to develop those Celtics, rookies. Wow, man.
right where he left off. Wow, he can shoot the ball. He's second, I believe, in the league last year in three-point percentage.
Again, we're comparing leagues right now, and we're looking at a player in Maine who could definitely hang in there with D-League players.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's with a lot of these guys.
Wide open layup here for Anthony Anderson. He's not going to miss that. The former leading scorer of the National Basketball League of Canada and the Premier Basketball League in the United States when they're in Manchester in New Hampshire. Anthony Anderson was made to score, and that's what he's looking to do here early on. And you nailed it. When what Scott Morrison's been able to do with the Red Claws, they're now 9-1. There's Tyrone Levitt. But I think Scott Morrison's been able to build that kind of team chemistry down there in Maine, and like I said, they've got a record of 9-1, and they've been able to establish that team chemistry. And even your Celtics signees are committing themselves to that D-League team, which is phenomenal.
Yep.
But having a discussion with Ian McCarthy earlier before the game started, many of our players go on to play in the D-League. The center for the Maine Red Claws is from Toronto, Ontario, and played in the National Basketball League of Canada in the past 2 seasons. And now he's getting a legitimate shot at NBA scouts looking at him. So it's a high-level quality basketball up here in Canada. So if you haven't been out to see a game yet, you definitely should. It's good quality basketball. The tickets are affordable. Stacy and I are constantly, whether we're on the microphone or we're outside in the community, promoting the sport and getting people here to watch the games. And we've got someone from Calais, Maine, up here enjoying the game as well. So please do come out and check out these games. So just while I get a chance, Chris, how are you feeling so far about is this your first National Basketball League of Canada game?
Yeah, that's the first time I've been out to one of these games. It's good.
How do you feel about this so far this first quarter?
I really like what the Mill Rats are doing. I see they're pushing the tempo really well, unselfish basketball. That's how we like to play over with our team. We say, get the ball and get it up. Doesn't matter who's in front of you, put the ball ahead, and I see that out of the Mill Rats. It's really good.
Right, excellent points. So the Mill Rats off to a really we did talk earlier about someone like Tyrone Levitt having the upper hand advantage because he's so strong out of the hoop. And then Tyrone Levitt, we've seen him, being able to attack the basket easily. And Chris made a good point. Norrat's really pushing the ball in transition. Anthony Anderson was there wide open for several layups. So see if they continue with that here.
And we got number 11, Alex Johnson, on the floor for the first time as a Mill Rat, already with a steal. Superman, they call him. Alex
lightning fast.
Oh, Kenny's got a mismatch down there. He's gonna. Whoa.
That's a tough call. Looked like his pivot foot was still there, but Norrat's gonna battle through it. Huge throwdown by number 44 of the Moncton Miracles, Zach Atkinson.
Ben, that's the same name as my son. Yeah, Moncton picked him up, I think about a month ago, and it was, in the papers, Moncton signed 6'9" power forward Zach Atkinson. I said, Zach, you got to come get a t-shirt. You got to come get his jersey anyway, with his name on it.
Well, basketball runs in your family. Your son's a pretty good ball player, so it's not a bad name to have. The other thing we talked about too, we're watching the Red Claws play, was the athleticism of these players down there in southern Maine. But we see a lot of that here. The high flyers. Pretty much everybody on these all of these rosters are able to throw down a massive dunk when needed, and it's a morale booster. We see Halifax use it quite often.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I said earlier it's such a different look defensively watching the two games. Moncton is more of contain the basketball, keep the basketball from getting inside that three or in that key. And
here's Andre Levitt wide open.
Tyrone. Yeah.
Sorry, Tyrone. Correction. He's gonna be mad at me for that. Tyrone knows he wrote pretty well.
His mom's gonna be mad at you for that.
Murat's looking to inbound the ball. Get it to Anthony Anderson. Nice look.
Nice pass.
Offensive rebound, and that has been a tough aspect to the game for the Millrats. Rebounding, and it's much better this game.
Anthony Anderson just sees the floor so well. He is such a dangerous passer which makes him so good offensively. Scoring, because the help defense can't commit fully. They know he's going to find somebody for a dunk or a layup. And
Chris Matthews, we talked about him before. Damian Gay, when we had him on the broadcast, talking about his ability to really shoot the ball from anywhere on the court, and he hit that three earlier.
As you can, you can really see where really miss having that rim protector on the floor, that
right.
6'11", 6'10", 7-foot guy that can plug that key up, and good example right there. If you don't, you look up offensively and you don't see that rim protector in there, you're attacking the basket. So they need to do a better job of getting down low, getting the body in front of the ball, and stopping the basketball.
Moncton Miracles running the same type of an offense as the Millrats. Not able to hit on that three-point attempt. But again, Stacey, we talked about how the Millrats had to have that physical battle, somewhat of a brawl with the Halifax Raymen. They were just so big. Those big bodies of the Halifax Raymen really wore down the Millrats over time. But this is a much nicer matchup with the Moncton Miracles because they're able to match up as far as size.
Yeah. Well, what a game that was. The last.
Oh, it was incredible. It was
last
incredible
home game against Halifax. Millrats getting the 1-point win, and we knew from the start it was going to be a battle from start to finish. And if you haven't seen that game, go on and go on the Millrats website, the NBL website, and watch that game from last week. Gosh, what a basketball game that was.
Well, and if you do go back and watch that game, we've talked all season about the head coach of the Millrats and the legendary coach he had played for in college, and so often we want to give credit to certain players for maybe pulling out a win. We talked about Anthony Anderson. We know he can score, but these games are so well coached by the St. John Millrats coaching, their coaching staff. They may have been, outsized on the court against Halifax, but they found ways to get around it. And as you said, I think they're now 3-2. Halifax is probably up on them in games, but all games they've played against the Halifax Raymen have been right down to the wire. Buzzer beaters, essentially.
Under 6 points. I thought last week, I give a little props to Coach King, Julian King. He did a great job on a few different timeouts and in between quarters of making adjustments. I said to you, Ben, during the last game against Halifax. There was a lot of double teams around the hash mark, just over center court, and he called a timeout, and I said he's got to make some adjustments. He's got to put somebody to the center, maybe set a hard screen, put somebody to the top of that three-point line, and GC I thought he did a great job of making adjustments. Julian King and his coaching staff of getting that win last week. You'll see some changes each in between quarter and each timeout. You'll see the Millrats come out with maybe solving a problem that they've had in the last few minutes and making some adjustments offensively. And I think he just continues to do a great job with them.
And again, a huge head coach of the Moncton Miracles, Serge Landis, who's been with Basketball New Brunswick and has coached high school basketball for many years, now the head coach of the Moncton Miracles, pro basketball, also doing a very good job with his team.
I've got a mismatch somewhere.
Norrat's trying to get the ball into Kenny Jones. Again, drawing 3 defenders. There's a wide open look.
That's some good ball movement. You know, two different guys passed up a shot to get a guy a shot in rhythm. You know, he didn't have to hurry that shot. It was a time-wise that he practices. You know, maybe 0.8 seconds to get that shot off. Not. You know,
Alex Johnson hitting that 3-bomb. But again, Kenny Jones drawing those extra defenders in to free up the extra man.
Rutgers fast break.
Tough break for the Millrats. A bad pass down at their end. The steal, and Moncton Miracles able to convert there, the other end. The score is 26-25 for the Millrats. A quick steal by the
consecutive
Miracles.
turnovers.
Millrats continue with the run and gun offense, and it's working. Radio's watching this kid play.
That was nice when your center runs the floor and runs in the layup on a break, isn't it?
Stacey, I want to touch on this as well. We talked about how this Millrats team is really coming together. I think mentally, we talk about the mental aspect of the game. You know, we often talk about that being 99% of the game itself, is just having your confidence in your teammates. And this Millrats squad looked very confident. They just seem to be building on that. And you're seeing it. We talked about that comfort zone, you know, and they're feeling confident and comfortable with the squad they've got there now.
Yeah. Talking to Ian McCarthy before the game, and I said, Ian, is this a squad you're going with for the rest of the season? As you know, there's been a bunch of changes in the last couple of weeks, and he said, I can't. He said he couldn't say it was. He said when they win 4 or 5 games in a row, then that might be the team that they push throughout the rest of the season. So,
great point. And we talked about these teams often shifting players. You're moving players out, bringing new players in. For anybody who are fans of the St. John Millrats, you notice that Newbie is not in the lineup. He's actually been moved to a new team. Very good basketball player. But this is all part of the game in professional sports. So Millrats do guys on their roster. And again, Coach King and Ian McCarthy will have to assess whether or not they're going to make that, make the kind of a piece of that puzzle to a championship team. Wow, man.
And I thought, when he pulled up for that shot, I thought, wow, what a bad shot. But he was off balance to get the ball knocked out of his hand, recovered it on the way up, and still made the 3-point shot.
When you're a shooter, there is no bad shots.
That's right.
No, and you'll see that with Chris Matthews of the Moncton Miracles. Oh, there he is. Speak of the devil.
right on cue.
This kid is sick. We've seen him in the air, probably getting hammered, and still makes a shot. He's just a shooter. So both teams have really phenomenal outside shooting.
Oh, that ability to spread the defense is so key. We talked earlier about, and today and in past games about having those specialists on the floor and those hired guns on the floor. And like you see in the NBA, you see, like the old Bulls, the John Paxsons and the Steve Kerrs, where they just shoot 3-pointers.
Right.
You know, they spread the floor for your Michael Jordans and your slashers to go to the basket. And how key that is. You know, Chris Woodside here with us today. He's got a player for him for Calais High School. Kind of the knock on him, Chris, is he doesn't. We're talking about Trevon, how he's not the quickest of foot. He doesn't like to drive to the basket, but boys, can that kid shoot a three? And what he does is spread your defense, doesn't he? Because you've got a couple kids that can really go to the basket.
Oh yeah, that creates a whole lot of openings. I mean, he's shooting over 50% on the season.
Yeah, that's a great. You know, over 50% from the season. That's a great three-point percentage that Trevon's giving you.
Sean Van Zandt able to hit that open jumper. This is a close game, ladies and gentlemen. It's 32-30 for the St. John Millrats. Man, getting a tough break there, getting charged with the offensive foul.
He's not arguing. He extended the arm. But if they're going to do the little nickel dimer stuff, they got to be consistent with it.
We saw that near the end of the game with the Halifax Rainmen last time around.
Yeah, they let a lot of stuff go all game, and then they decided in the last couple minutes they were gonna call it really tight.
Yeah, we talked about the end of the game when the game's over. Whatever happened with the referees is long gone.
Yeah.
It's either you win or lose, so you want to get a nice cushion of a lead in this league.
Yeah. Well, no.
A 2-point lead is not good enough.
Oh, a 10 with a minute to go in the game isn't good enough. Not in this league.
Nice dunk by the St. John Millrats. Off the rebound. Anthony Anderson taking the three shot. Another offensive rebound for the Millrats, and Air Canada going to work down low.
Good decision. Good decision. Looks like maybe could have drove to the basket on that one. You know, he had a couple extra passes. The guy was closing in his. Cruikshank making his presence known here.
Anthony Anderson going to the hoop.
You know, every game, Ben, I watch. You know what we've been doing with Anthony Anderson. If I didn't see his score up on the board, or could hear from the announcer, I would say he had 12 points, 4 or 5 assists. But you look at the stats at the end of the game, he's got 35 points and 14 assists, and he's just a silent killer out there. And we said he hasn't been in the line yet today, but I don't know what he's averaging from the free throw line, but it's around 10 points a game he's averaging just from the free throw line.
We talked about that last game. We talked about Charles Barkley and their broadcast crew talking about how the free throws are actually winning you games in the NBA now, and that's what Anthony Anderson and Singleton do very well, really late.
Yeah.
Is they pay off at the free throw line. So Anderson will often get 20 of his points at the free throw line in the second half.
Definitely.
So those add up quickly, and they can win you the game.
Yeah.
There's man wide open again.
Ask UConn about free throws. That game was won on the line, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, their whole run through the tournament last year,
Yeah.
they shot almost 90% from the free throw line down the stretch, and that was the difference. I mean, they weren't the most talented team going up, but they at the end of the game can close it out just by making free throws. You get a little bit of a lead, and you can go to the free throw line and finish it off. The team can't come back.
Exactly. You're averaging an extra 7 or 8 points a game if you're shooting at a high level from the free throw line. So we got a 36-30 game for the Millrats. 5:35 left to go in the first half. What are you seeing, Ben, or Chris, Ben, so far? Are the keys to this 6-point lead, or this close game, or?
I mean, to me, the key is when the Mill Rats can get out and run. I mean, they're getting stops and get out and run. They're far more effective on the break. When they're getting those shots within the first 6 seconds, they seem to be really effective. When Moncton can get a basket and get back on defense, they're doing a pretty good job of containing the Mill Rats. But Mill Rats just keep running. I think they'll be in good shape.
Oh, definitely. I think if the Mill Rats can do a better job of stopping the basketball and giving up not only, that'll get their fast break going, and that'll get them, like you said, if Moncton's scoring, they're coming back getting their defense down. So the Mill Rats, I think a few stops here and there in a row, and you'll see them really open this lead up.
Well, for me, it goes back to what I said earlier about the size difference. You don't have the big men of the Halifax Rainmen battling with you under the hoop. Those guys, 6'10", 6'11", 280 pounds. A lot of wear and tear on the Mill Rats. But now you're able to, I pointed out earlier, your Tyrone Levitts and Kenny Jones able to draw in those extra defenders to free up your three-point shooters. That's what we're seeing. Mahan and Anthony Anderson, three of their three-point specialists are able to hit because of the work of their big men, able to draw on the defenders and get that open perimeter shot. And I think that will be the key to the game here tonight.
Yep. But I'd like to. I really like to see the Mill Rats buckle down a little more defensively. I think they're at times gambling, or maybe not giving the ball handler enough space, arm length away. It's a lot of dribble penetration at the end of the floor, and guys having to come over, picking up fouls, or their man getting dished off to for a dunk or a layup because somebody not stopping the basketball. So I like to see it just start with stopping the basketball. You don't have that 7-foot shot blocker in there. We need to keep the ball out of the paint if we can, outside of the three-point line.
Yeah, and again, now the Mill Rats are able to actually post up. So, facing the Halifax Rainmen was not so easy to use your post moves against their bigs. But someone like Crookshank is your big man out there on the floor right now. And we talked about his vertical leap. You get him the ball into the hoop, he's golden against the smaller squad of the Moncton Miracles.
That can't happen. We had the ball in one corner, and we had the back line of that defense still on the other side of the floor at the other end. He's got to rotate over.
Morat's looking to move the ball. Mahan's wide open. They go into their bigs again for another foul call. We talked about this early in the game. The Morat's being able to use their size advantage for once against this Moncton Miracle squad.
Foul number 44 is Simon Atkinson. That is his second foul, fourth team foul.
Yeah, second foul on Zach. That's big for Moncton. Coach will probably elect to sit him the rest of this half, the next 4 minutes, and not pick up that third.
The other thing the Millrats have been doing really well right through their whole roster has been shooting their free throws. They missed one there. But we like to joke often about Air Canada and his free throw shooting, but his free throw shooting has been pretty decent this season.
He was on the money last week.
So missing the 2 free throws, and we talked about the game coming down to free throws at this league. Millrats are going to have to make those going down the stretch. Mann's inbounding the ball.
I think
turnover.
I think Moncton coach sped up his count there on that one. I'm not sure. That was a pretty quick 5 count. Yeah. No, I think Coach King has gone with a really fast lineup here, and he said, "Well, I'm going to go with that. We're going to give the big guys a rest. We're going to get out and press and use that to our advantage."
Good ball movement by the St. John Millrats. Nothing called there. He says, "All right, well, I'm just going to attack the hoop." Alex Johnson able to make that 2-point finish.
Look,
23 of the Moncton Miracles. John Van Zandt able to get to the basket. Again going into the bigs of the Millrats.
Johnny Mahan's having himself a heck of a ball game here in this first quarter.
Jermaine Daly checking into the game for Eric Crookshank, number 35 of the St. John Millrats.
Well, I think he'd seen enough of the layups on the other end. Not working on the back end of that trap. He's just not paying attention. That last one, he just never saw the ball at all. Didn't help at all.
No, I looked down and there was 2 Millrat defenders facing the opposite way. Basketball was on this side of the floor. And, of course, if you've got the ball, your eyes are going to light up. You've got, if you see the key open, you're going to drive to it. I tell my kids in high school, if they see that hole, they're gonna drive to that hole. If you can fill it up, you can get your help side already there, one step ball side. Hopefully, if he's 2 or 3 passes away, then they're not going to drive. They're going to pass the ball. But if you're not going to plug the key, they're going to drive. A good man-to-man defense is a minimum 3 guys with 1 or both feet in the paint. At times it looks like a good zone. I'd like to see that replay.
Crowd didn't like that one. I think I agree with the crowd.
Yeah.
The foul goes against Jeremy Williams of the St. John Millrats.
Players will tell you the ball don't lie.
I was just about to say.
The score is 41-35 for the St. John Millrats. Going inside again. The Miracles able to get the steal. And Millrats take it right back again. Raheem Singleton coming up the court. And Mann showing he's got more than just that 3-bomb to shoot, attacking the hoop. And we talk about Stacey Austin, these guys having, being multi-talented. They can do more than just shoot threes.
Well, it's only to your advantage, right? You can.
Again, the Millrats beat them down the court.
Wizards running the ball well. Like we said earlier, Chris, if we can get a stop, Millrats can get a stop, they're running the basketball. That's their game plan. You just can't run if you're giving up baskets.
I'm impressed already by Jermaine Daly. He's quick to get up the floor, and he's you can see him here right now. He runs that pick and roll very effectively. 2 possessions able to get to the hoop quite easily. Jeremy Williams coming down with another rebound. Wide open. Wide open is number 35, Jermaine Daly. I believe it was 5 seconds ago I said I'm really impressed with the new kid they just put. And 6 points in a row down the floor, and finishing with a dunk, the same play. And Millrats, I think, Chris, you touched on it. Millrats just running the floor more effectively than the Moncton Miracles.
Yeah, there was nothing special there. Shot, rebound, and they just outran him back. Moncton just kind of jogging back. I think Coach will have something to say about that in the timeout.
I believe so. I think he was pretty upset calling that timeout, and rightfully so. Guys jogging back on defense. You can't have guys jogging back on defense. Like you said, Chris, it was a simple shot and a rebound, and they leak out and get a 2-on-1. But the Millrats, when they get stopped, it allows them to transition. Whether it's a short rebound or a long rebound or a steal, It allows them to run. The Mill Rats game is getting out, running the floor, and creating that 3-on-2 or that 2-on-1 break, and maybe sometimes a 1-on-nothing break. But it all stops with a contested jump shot, and before you can run with the ball, right?
So this Mill Rats squad off to a really good start this evening. St. John, New Brunswick. Score is 49-37. By the St. John Mill Rats, to say it again, Jermaine Daly able to go to work early as soon as he substituted into the game. 2 easy layups and then a nice dunk. Just forced that timeout call by the Moncton Miracles.
That's good D. Good D again. Finish it with the box out. Or run the ball.
Again, off and running.
Jermaine Williams is all over the boards. Another offensive rebound. This is something we have not seen from the Mill Rats. They're all over the rebounds tonight. This is one committed team out here. Again, we talked about the confidence of this Mill Rats team. Big difference from 2 months ago when we got started, Stacy.
Yeah, big time. That's a good attack. I think the big fella got Singleton with he blocked the shot, but he had his hand on the ball, but he got a
Singleton hit
little bit
hard.
of face on the follow through.
He's a tough kid, though. He'll shrug that off quickly.
Well, Mill Rats with a 14-point lead, around 50 seconds to go in the first half, and a couple more stops. A quick 2-for-1 here would be nice. Boys, can he shoot the ball, huh?
Again, the Mill Rats having an easy time getting to the hoop.
Yeah. We got about a 4-second differential in the shot clock. So,
right.
Get yourself a stop here, get the ball, and get it down the floor here. Hopefully, we'll get another basket for them. Referee's got to blow the whistle. It's in the crowd. There was about 11 seconds on that clock when that ball went in the crowd. All right.
I think that's the first basket for the Miracles over the last 3 or 4 minutes here.
It is, yeah.
Mill Rats have been on a solid run. 4 seconds left in the second quarter. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 2 quarters, the score is 54-39. The Mill Rats on a solid 2 to 3 minute run on offense. And that a new addition to the St. John Mill Rats, paying off quickly.
Yeah. Well, it all started with stops. Like Chris said, it was about a 3-minute stretch that Moncton didn't score, and when Moncton's not scoring, Mill Rats were getting out and running. So I mean, you'll see some adjustments made by Serge and by the Moncton Miracles, I'm sure. The biggest thing I see so far is just defensively for Moncton is just a little bit of lack of effort. It looks like they're tired. You get some tired legs. Getting one guy back, sometimes 2. Mill Rats are running 2, sometimes 3 guys, and creating a break every time they get a rebound or a stop. So I think it's we've talked before at this level, talent-wise, teams are so evenly matched, and it all comes down to who has the biggest heart. Who wants this win more? Who's going to dive on the floor and fight for the ball and do all the little things? And tonight, 54-39. It's obviously showing the Mill Rats want this win more than the Moncton Miracles do.
Well, the biggest issue has been for us as coaches, watching all the previous games, although it's been getting much better, has been the rebounding aspect of the game, both offensively and defensively. And the Mill Rats are all over the boards this game, and it's just really impressive to see. especially in the offensive end. You've got your point guard and shooting guards chasing after the ball and going out, hitting the glass hard. And like you said, the heart and drive of this Millrats squad is what's getting them those rebounds, and it's really paying off. Again, we talked about the confidence of this Millrats team. It's a much more confident team than we saw back in November when we first started broadcasting.
Yeah.
And again, hats off to the coaching staff of the St. John Millrats. So that's what's led to this 54-39 lead.
Well, we've said in previous games the glaring weaknesses for the Millrats are the lack of box outs, finishing their defense, and not having that rim protector in the paint. A couple bigs, for the Millrats around 6'5", 6'6", that do a great job being physical, but when you're missing that 6'11", 7-footer in there, that's a big difference. You watch an NBA game, Chris, and as soon as the opposing coach takes out the rim protector, that shot blocker, you'll see the opposing team just attack the basket. Every play down the floor is attack the basket.
Well, that's one of the things the Celtics are missing this year. If you watch the Celtics, they're second highest scoring team in the Eastern Conference, but they're giving up the most points of anyone in the Eastern Conference, and they don't have anyone to protect that rim. Sullinger's not a big guy, 6'8", working on the rebound. Sullinger, sorry, I already said Sullinger.
Yeah.
But they don't have it. They just don't have the rim protector.
No, exactly, and the opposing team's shooting percentage has got to go up because they're not a jump shooting team for this game. They're attack the basket where it's high caliber or high shots that no risk shots, and shooting scoring goes up. You foul a lot. You don't have, you're not stopping the basketball.
So Stacey, I apologize to interrupt you here, but we've got two young fans of the St. John Millrats here. We've got Jeremiah and Josiah, is it? And these are actually two students of mine here in St. John, New Brunswick, and they're huge Millrats fans. They're here every game. They visit us at least twice a game.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? Instead of after the game, why not come during the halftime show? So we'll get a couple quick questions in. So Jeremiah, what grade are you in?
Grade 3.
And what school do you go to?
St. Pat's.
St. Patrick's School, awesome. And Josiah, are you at the same school?
Yeah.
What grade are you in?
I'm in grade 3.
Grade 3, awesome. So, in grade 2, okay. Jeremiah, sorry about watching the St. John Millrats play. What's the best thing?
When they win,
They win? That's
Good answer.
That's a very good answer.
Great answer.
Great
Yeah.
answer.
And Josiah, why do you love basketball so much? What's so fun about basketball for you?
using our birthday money to come in for season tickets.
Yeah, that's great.
Another great answer.
Having season tickets. So you guys have season tickets to the Millrats games. That's awesome. And I know personally you guys are very good basketball players. So we've got one in grade 2 and one in grade 5, correct? From St. Patrick's School?
Grade 3.
Oh, grade 3, I apologize.
Grade 2 and 3, yeah.
So for those of you who don't know St. Patrick's School actually just recently closed down in the lower west side of St. John, and they're now part of Beaconsfield School. So they actually have combined two schools. Well, and Havelock as well, right, correct. So, but anybody that comes from the lower west side of St. John knows there's a very strong basketball history in the lower west side, and these are two of the up-and-coming superstars that we're going to be seeing in the future. So would you guys like to play for the Millrats someday?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome. I'll give you a quick high five, guys. Thanks for coming down at half. So that was Jeremiah and Josiah from St. Patrick's School on the west side of St. John. I apologize for interrupting there, gentlemen. We just had to get those guys on TV, promote their
you got to give them props.
elementary school basketball on the west side of St. John.
You got to give them some props.
Hey, you want to start them
Absolutely.
interested in basketball? That promote it all the time. This is a great place for them to come out, see this kind of basketball, get excited about the atmosphere. I mean, I'd love to see some more people from the American side coming over. It's only, as I was talking to Stacey, only an hour drive to get over here, and this is as good as going down to Portland, 4-hour drive to see a Red Claws game. Really, I mean, you're getting really great basketball.
Oh, definitely. I was talking to Chris on the way up about we've talked to Ian McCarthy and I have talked, and he's willing to take the Millrats down to St. Stephen and over to Calais and go have say like a 7 p.m. exhibition game. It would be an intra-squad scrimmage because they're not legally allowed to play anybody else, but intra-squad scrimmage. But for the day, the Mill Rats will visit all the schools in the area within 20-25 mile radius from Calais and St. Stephen, and really promote the Mill Rats and maybe do some demonstrations in front of the school in the gymnasium, and have an inter-squad scrimmage at the Calais High School. And what we're really looking to do is bringing in more of an American fan base. Like Chris said, it's a 55-minute drive to St. Stephen. You jump across the bridge, and you've got a lot of Americans over there that are basketball fanatics. But I believe, and Ian and I talked, I just don't think they realize the brand of basketball that's going on here at Harbor Station, and the caliber of basketball and the excitement of basketball here. If they know, by the Mill Rats going there, going to the schools, getting the kids there for a game that evening, and parents and whatnot, will really build a fan base, and maybe some excitement, get some fans up here. And even if you only get 10% of them coming back, well, that adds a lot to your crowd.
You touched on it. I've been lucky over the years. I've had some good opportunities to work in the state of Maine, and I think Stacey was talking to you about working at camp in Naples, Maine, Camp Takaho, and blown away when I arrived with how much passion there was for the game of basketball. 15 outdoor full-size basketball courts for these kids to play all day. It was unreal. It was a dream job for me, being a 23-year-old high school coach from Canada. But from studying in my education degree in Machias and Orono, and being in all parts of the state, and my sister living in northern Maine in Caribou, basketball is huge in all parts Maine. It's not just in Calais. It's not just in Portland, Maine. You drive down Route 1 along the coast through Machias, Cherryfield, go right all the way down to Bar Harbor. Basketball is huge in the state of Maine. And if the Mill Rats get that opportunity to, I guess, put the time into traveling down and doing the school clinics, doing the pickup scrimmages against local legends, I think that there are people that would travel to Canada because they just want to come for a trip anyway, and why not check out a game?
Yeah.
So it's and you nailed it. I mean, it's just a matter of people realizing the brand of basketball. And I was joking about it with my brother earlier that I spent half of the game in my Red Claws visit talking to fans all around me who all know the game of basketball very well about why they should come to Canada to watch the National Basketball League of Canada, and they bought into it. So these diehard basketball fans in southern Maine said, "Hey, I'll take a trip up across the border to New Brunswick and check out a game." Yeah. So sometimes it's just that easy. You just need the right enthusiast of the game to show up.
Yeah, like I said to Ian McCarthy, a few weeks back that, I live in St. Stephen, and over the years I've come to basically every game that it could come to. If I coach a high school team, so depending on my schedule, if it allowed me, I came to the Mill Rats game. It's a 55-minute drive. It's a 56-minute drive from Calais, and I think if we're promoting the game down that way and getting a fan base and getting some fans here, I think it will be to their benefit.
All right, and just another interruption while we're on air, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Tukotsky, who actually ran the Can-Am basketball tournament in St. Andrews this past summer, just messaged me on my phone and said, can we get a shout out to the AAU Starters women's program in New Haven, Connecticut. So Joe, you got your shout out down in New Haven, Connecticut. Joe's a 40-year veteran of the game, and linked up with me kind of randomly a couple of years ago, and he's come up and run several basketball tournaments in St. Andrews, and actually will be up here this summer to run a huge tournament in the East Coast Summer Games based out of St. John in June. So again, we talk about the American connections and people's interest in the game of basketball. He brought up D1 players from St. Joseph's College in New York City. He brought up players from Yale. these D1 high-level D1 players who see this, increased participation in the game of basketball in Canada, want to be part of this rise of the game. So I'll give it back to you guys. But Joe, you got your shout out.
Well, we were talking once before also about NBA scouts. Now, with such a high level of basketball being played in the NBL, from Toronto all the way to Halifax, having to travel overseas, over to Europe and South America to scout players. These high-level players are coming to this league, coming to this NBL and playing because one, it's so close to home. Two, and a big reason is they don't have to learn another language. They're coming here, they're speaking English, but the talent is so good, and the scouts are frequenting these NBL games, and as our NBA players, like it's nothing uncommon to see DeMar DeRozan at a front row watching a London Lightning game, and these NBA players all have a lot of good friends that are playing in this NBL, and you're seeing a very high level brand of basketball here. Speaking of shout outs, Ben, I wanted to give a big shout out to a longtime best friend of mine in Ottawa, Paul Anderson, and to his son, who's in grade 11, Gabe Anderson, a very high end, high caliber basketball player. Guys, big hello. Looking forward to seeing you guys in March.
Yeah, just as we lead into the second half here, we talked about these, Sorry. As we lead into the second half, we talked about the, Joe. Actually, speaking of Joe, who we gave a shout out to earlier in the broadcast. He spends a lot of time, looking into players in Canada for the Connecticut prep schools and universities there. And I got to spend time with Kia Nurse, who's now playing for UConn, the women's program from Toronto, Ontario, and talking about how their scouts don't have to fly over to Europe anymore. They can just head north of the border to Ontario, to Quebec, to Alberta, British Columbia, or Steve Nash territory, and you're finding high caliber players, and that relates to this game we're watching here right now. NBA scouts not having to go overseas maybe as much as they used to, and being able to come watch games here in Canada. And for the Toronto Raptors, I know I've spoken with several staff members of the Toronto Raptors and say, hey, there's a team in London, Ontario. It's just up the street, essentially. And so that's why you're seeing Toronto Raptors players going out and checking out these games, is because they're playing to such a high level that it's entertaining for these NBA players because they're right there.
Yeah, definitely. And we said before, folks, if you haven't been out to an NBL game, if you haven't been here in this great facility here at Harbor Station to watch the Millrats play, you really need to come out and watch them play. It's a great brand of basketball. It's a physical game, an exciting game. And
I got first time out. I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Now let's see what changes have been made, or see what the Moncton coach has done. See what he's going to tweak a little bit, and Coach King, see if there's any changes on his part.
I mean, I got to imagine Moncton's got to hustle back. I mean, that's one of the biggest things.
Oh yeah.
Good to see the Millrats going right into the post.
Kenny Jones going to work early under the hoop.
Well, you see, he's the big ticket, all right, and he is tough to stop. He gets that ball in that low block. They don't want to throw a double team on him. He's going to back his way in, throw a series of fakes and pump fakes at you, and usually come up with a bucket.
He is a strong basketball player. Back down at the other end, 23, Sean Van Zandt going to the hoop again, able to make that easy two. And Jeremy Williams, been very effective down that low post. Van Zandt again for another 2 points. A little bit of trash talk out there. Kenny Jones having no problem getting to the basket. And you know when your shooting guard listed at probably 5'10's getting your rebounds.
Fouls on Twain Smith. His first foul, first team foul. Radio at the line.
So Radio Singleton is at the line shooting 2. We talked about all 5 guys on the Millrats crashing the boards, and that's a good example of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that guy will make you pay at the line.
You know, we talked about the value of free throw shooting earlier, but also those second chance points. You know, we talk about how hard they're crashing the boards. That second chance points makes all the difference.
You know, your goal as a coach in a 48-minute game is about 12 offensive rebounds in a game. You know, and they're all second chance. You know, usually to a shot attempt, right? But if you can get more than that 12, you're up around the 15 or the 20 offensive rebounds. Wow, just look at all the extra, all the extra shots. You almost negate all of your turnovers. Yeah, rebounding.
Jeremy Williams again with that turnaround jumper. Sam Anstey, if you're watching this game right now, focus in on number 24. This is where you want to focus your moves at 6'10". And that's the other thing we talk about often is our high school players, college players here in Canada. Kenny Jones going to work easily. We talked about him being able to overpower the bigs of the Moncton Miracle side.
Oh, he's just so strong. You know, he looked up. Defender had both of his feet inside that restricted circle, restricted area, and he went at him. There's not much you can do defensively once you're caught in there.
You know, whether it's the pump fakes of Kenny Jones, which are becoming legendary right now, or the work of the bigs. You know, we just watched Jeremy Williams on several possessions with very effective post moves. And so I encourage our high school players to come out and watch these games because you're seeing, there we go.
There's a pump fake again. So effective, you know, one of the most underused moves for post players or anybody going to the basket is that pump fake. But you know, one of the most effective moves you can have, the 6-inch jab step and the 6-inch pump fake.
Well, and the Millrats have established the post here to start off. I mean, every single time down the court it's been a touch in the paint, and I think you're going to see some shooters start to get open here as the quarter goes on.
You're seeing Kenny Jones saying, "We're going to until it's dry. If you're not going to throw a double team at me, I'm going to."
We know Kenny Jones is maybe 6'5", but he plays like he's 6'10", and you're seeing it on both ends of the court. Kenny Jones is having no trouble getting to the basket. So Moncton's looking for an answer, not getting their own offensive rebound. We've talked quite a bit about Sean Van Zandt. He's essentially kept the squad in the game.
Well, it looked like 3 Millrats players just sat there and watched that ball like who's going to go get it, and then he went after it.
I think they all thought somebody else was going to box out and get that board. And
it's another guy that'll make you pay at the line. This guy's a very good basketball player. Very aggressive. He loves to attack the hoop. So Millrats spreading the floor really well. Another nice move by Jeremy Williams.
You know, Moncton's still electing not to double team the post and double team guys going to the basket. So it's right now it's not working for them.
Jeremy Williams at the strike, shooting 1.
So the score is 70-53 as I said, Van Zandt's really been keeping this Moncton Miracles squad in the game. But again, we talked about free throws early on in the game and how important they are. And the Millrats really making that pay up on the scoreboard.
Good D, travel.
Mirror overwhelmed with the presence of the Millrats this evening.
And with an 18-point lead here, guys, and we really haven't even seen Anthony Anderson go off here for
not yet.
A bunch of points and assists. Yeah, I said not yet. Exactly.
He's the third and fourth quarter player. He did leave his man wide open, unfortunately. So number 3 of the Moncton Miracles hits that 3, Tyler Murray. So he has a good start coming off the bench.
He must have heard you guys talking. He knew he didn't get a shot up.
I was just thinking the same thing. That would be me. I say that, and he nails the 3. That's a good foul. But I'm still not seeing a ton of energy coming from the Moncton Miracles here, and Millrats really taking advantage of it.
Tony Smith stepping to the charity strike for 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll let you do the rest.
Williams earned that rest.
He did, yeah, well deserved.
Now we can get the other half of the building to join in.
So Miracles in a bit of a run here. They're able to get the ball into the hoop and drawing some harm. And they're paying off at the free throw line. So that's number 30. Dwayne Smith hitting those free throws. The score is 71-57 for the St. John Millrats.
Nice.
Another nice post move by Kenny Jones. Can't get it to roll in.
You just, sometimes you just gotta, if you're the defender, you just gotta hope he misses, because he's got you off balance. He straightens you up. He gets you jumping when, and he did everything.
Another wide open 3. Van Zandt, we've talked about him already this game. Dangerous basketball player. He's attacking the hoop and shooting 3s. Huge block by the Moncton Miracles. And Van Zandt's running the floor again. There's Matthews. We talked about him earlier.
All of a sudden,
as soon as that kid releases the ball, it's going in. He's a shooter.
I talked about the lack of energy for Moncton. I don't know, maybe they heard that too. They all of a sudden step it up defensively. They start running the floor, and they've closed it to an 8-point game in a hurry.
Well, they came out firing here. Right? They have 37 points at half, and they've already got 26 in this quarter. We're not just halfway through the quarter.
Wow.
And we talked about that in this league and the pros in general. No 20-point lead is safe at all. So you're seeing Moncton able to claw their way back into this basketball game with some good possessions, and really, Chris talked about it earlier with the Millrats being able to really push the ball up the floor. That's what Moncton's really been able to do the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, and it's also slowed down the Millrats offense when they're trying to take the ball out of the basket here. They were doing some good work by getting into the post, but they're not getting any stops. And then now a few missed layups there underneath. Kenny Jones with a couple of those misses and turned into 3s the other way. And just like that, your 16-point lead's down to 8 now.
Just as quick as anything, you miss a layup and they hit a 3 on the other end. It's a big 5-point swing, and that's happened a couple times here in the last few minutes.
Again, these guys can do it all. I mean, just as you think Van Zandt, all he can do is attack the hoop. He hits that wide open 3, and all of a sudden he becomes a little bit more dangerous when you call that next time out. We often talk about the perimeter shooting of these teams, these rosters around the league in this National Basketball League of Canada. All it takes is a couple of 3s. Chris, I'm sure you agree, even at the high school level.
Oh, the 3, 3-point shot completely could change the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, either way, you can shoot yourself in and out of a game with it.
Yeah.
Man getting back open, the 3-point line, able to hit again.
It's a good play out of a timeout.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Coach said we need a basket here. We need to get Mahan a 3, and nice set play out of the timeout and well executed.
Great ball movement by the St. John Millrats.
I guess guys, they give Mahan a 2 on that last one.
Coach is all right with that miss because the Millrats ran a really good offensive set.
A contested jump shot and box out. All right, let's get everybody running.
Oh, this is dangerous. It's all right, Mahan is that 3-point specialist. He'll keep shooting those threes.
I think Coach will be quite all right with that.
And Mahan with the steal. Tough pass off the foot of Anthony Anderson. Substitutions coming in. Number 3 of the Moncton Miracles is going off. Coming in. And 44 of the Moncton Miracles, Zach Atkinson's back into the game.
And Zach's been having himself a nice little game, so over there, he's pretty effective in the paint.
Well, these are the 2 bigs of the Moncton Miracles. We'll see how effective they can be. Tyrone Levitt wide open for 3.
There he goes.
We like to talk about Tyrone Levitt being a jack of all trades because he does it all.
Yeah.
When needed.
He's defending their big guy at one end and he's knocking threes down at the other. And he draws the offensive foul.
I believe it was called a travel. A travel violation.
Travel before the offensive foul.
Either way, Tyrone Levitt's happy. He's got a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Crowd loves Tyrone Levitt. You don't hear from him very much, but you see what he does on the court.
Yeah.
As I said, as a coach, you appreciate what he does.
Wow.
Kenny Jones.
Kenny Jones again. Is that pretty to watch, Chris, or what?
Oh, just beautiful, the footwork.
Oh, it's incredible footwork.
High school players can pay attention to that.
Yes.
So Moncton's attacking the paint there, and 44 is able to convert. Zach Atkinson hitting that jumper.
Zach's pretty effective down there, right?
He's got a nice jump shot.
You know, you gotta with him, you really gotta play defense before he gets the ball. And
again, that's why Tyrone Levitt is so dangerous. He's so strong under the hoop. The bigs don't know what to do with him when he heads out to the 3-point line, and they're just a step behind him. He's just too fast.
Oh, an illegal screen they've got. Oh, Alex not a real big guy, and come on, set a moving screen on him, you're going to displace him.
We got Daly coming back in. He was a big X factor in the first half. See what if he can come and replicate that.
Yeah.
Noreth coughing up the ball. Moncton's coming back in transition here. Looks like 34 took a couple steps early.
Yeah, drugged that.
And they're going to call it.
Drugged that pivot foot.
Referees tuning in. I apologize for the my early call on that one. But Tyrone Levitt wide open again.
Oh, lower the shoulder. Yeah.
Another offensive foul being called.
Well, you know what? The old shoulder to sternum is an automatic offensive foul.
So Norat's team that's all 5 guys in the court putting their bodies on the line with the drawing those offensive fouls. Another offensive rebound.
Now find the shooter.
Oh, look at Mahan going to the hoop.
Yep.
Pump fake.
Hey, pump
Coach
fake and go to the
Atkinson.
basket.
Pump
there
fake.
we go.
A quick pump fake gives him a little bit of space and draws that foul.
He's such a dangerous shooter that the pump fake and go by is going to work for him every single time he has the basketball. I mean, he's such a confident shooter. If the guy's not going to contest it and make him shoot it any quicker, he's going to stay with the stroke and knock a 3 down. But I think he's probably had a few more opportunities this game where he maybe kind of rushed that 3-point shot, and if he just showed the ball, let the defense sail by and attack the basket, he's going to find himself with layups like that or dishing off the big dunks.
And man, that pure shooter, he's not missing those free throws.
No.
But again, we talked to Chris earlier before the game started about how much we love Tyrone Levitt and why we love this guy so much. And it's not just his 3-point shooting. It's the small things on the court that he does to create opportunities for your team. And you're seeing it here tonight.
We've had the opportunity, Ben, to see him every single game, and just all, like you said, all the little things he does, game in and game out. He's so consistent defensively, and he adds some scoring with it. So.
Well, and something as simple as good screen. I mean, I've seen a ton of good screens, and that's something nobody ever talks about.
Yeah, Tyrone right on cue there. You'll see. It seems with the Mill Rats, it's a lot of late game screen and rolls that we've seen in the last few of them, and they really involve Anthony Anderson, with the ball, and a lot of pick and pops, a lot of screen and rolls, and really gets him going. He's so good in that.
Oh, and there we go again.
Tyrone Levitt is on fire. When he went out injured, we were upset.
Yeah, we were.
Tyrone Levitt.
In a couple losses in a row to Halifax, with him not being in the lineup was so
made a huge difference.
Crucial to their lack of defense and defensive rebounding. And he's just feeling it. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's begrudging him that. He just knocked down his last few, and
we quite often Kenny Jones and Tyrone Levitt, maybe not identical game styles, but they've got the same mentality. Wow, beautiful look.
Nicely done.
Jermaine Daly. He just made a highlight reel dunk there from the alley-oop. So Jermaine Daly not taking much time to put his name on the map in St. John, New Brunswick. Yep. They know his name when they leave the building tonight.
Well, the Miracles had it down to 8. It was 63-71, and Mill Rats just end the quarter on a 19-4 run.
Wow. Now we have Mill Rats with a 23-point lead again. And, it's like we were talking before. They weren't getting the stops, and maybe result of missing a few easy layups and Moncton capitalizing on the other end. Usually, how many times do you see, Chris, where a team misses an easy layup and the other team goes down and scores? I think it's just a crazy percentage of how many times the other team scores when you miss an easy one. Crazy percentage.
Well, it seems to just be deflating to your guys. You think you got the easy bucket, it misses, and then all of a sudden you're not hustling back on D.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got guys that are cherry picking, if you will. They didn't hustle back originally, and that's why it goes. You've got to put those easy ones in.
Yeah. In such a big swing, and 2 points you didn't get, 2 points they got, or 3 they got, and
Well, and Tyrone Levitt really got hot down there in the stretch. He scored 11 11 straight for them with 3 threes and the take to the hoop.
Yeah.
2 other ones we thought were probably down, wide open, but I can see why you were telling me how much you guys like him.
Oh,
Well, he's great. What I love about Tyrone Levitt, I mean, he, like I said, he's quiet, very quiet guy, very humble, but he shows you on the court why he's a valuable player, and he'll beat you up under the hoop and then take a few steps back and hit that long-range 3 on you. And as I said, with him back in the lineup, having to deal with Kenny Jones and Tyrone Levitt back in the St. John Millrats lineup, it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. You know, I've on a couple occasions before games got to talk to Tyrone, and what a great guy. You know, he's the all when he's done his warm up, when he's ready to start his game, you know, the sweat's pouring off him. He works hard, gets himself game ready, and you know, it's hard not to like him.
So the score is 90-67 here, starting the 4th quarter.
Good job, good defense.
Millrats playing good D. Number 30 of the Moncton Miracles able to hit that open jumper. And again, earlier this season, the Millrats had a hard time getting the boards, and they're all over the boards tonight.
And Daly's been huge on that. I mean, he came in the first half, made a big difference. He's got 2 big offensive rebounds now here in the second half. He's just
Daly's very impressive, I agree.
I mean, look at him just outrun the floor right now. Big fella wants the ball.
Let it go. Here, Tyrone going to get a well-deserved rest here, and you're going to hear it from the crowd here.
And we talked about it. Who's subbing in for him?
The big ticket.
Big ticket. Both of these guys multi-talented players. Matthews wide open. You can't leave Matthews wide open with number 42 of the Moncton Miracles. He has money at the 3-point line. He's dangerous. He will show up.
Well, you don't want to, if you're St. John, you don't want to change your game yet. You know, if you were running, you want to keep running. You don't want to play the 10-minute left, we're up 20 game yet. You want to wait till like 3 minutes to go before you start doing that.
Yeah, there are too many offensive threats on the Moncton Miracles, especially around the perimeter, to let up here. There's 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
And we said at the first of the game, we talked about St. John having to battle with the bigs of the Halifax Rainmen. Well, now it's working to the where you've got really all of the power forwards, small forwards, the St. John Millrats having, I don't want to say easy, but an easier time, attacking the basket down in the real estate.
Yep.
In comparison to games past against the bigs of the Halifax Rainmen.
They're probably just happy to see, some guys a little smaller. Tired of seeing those big arms.
Well, I talked about Kenny Jones pump faking on average about 20. Today he's only had a pump fake 4 or 5 times, just because of the lack of shot blocking and rim protection with the Moncton Miracles. Everything was with Kenny has just been catch and go strong, catch and go quick, and.
The inbound play didn't work so well for the Millrats. Again, Matthews wide open with a pump fake. Again, he's money. Very dangerous shooter. We've seen him get this team get back into the game quickly. 3-point shooting. And he's looking for the ball again here. There it is, wide open, and he hits.
2-pointer.
We talked about the game. As soon as he releases that ball, he's a very high percentage 3-point shooter.
It doesn't take long to shoot him.
No, quick release.
I think the refs did either a foul or out on Moncton. So.
So Miracles are still in this game. The score is 95-76 for the St. John Millrats. Millrats going to have to keep attacking to the hoop.
That was a nice move.
Offensive rebound. Radio
What a
hitting.
shot. What a shot.
Shot clock running down.
Incredible.
Great awareness of, the shot clock, everything going on.
1 second on that shot clock when he
Radio was like, that's how we do in Boston. Oh, 44, Zach Atkinson with a strong move to the hoop.
Anthony saying, I want to see a replay on that one. Where do you think I fouled him?
Now we talked about the history between Anthony Anderson and they call him Radio, Singleton. And their days playing hoops back in Massachusetts together.
3-on-2.
Transition defense. Where was it? I mean, that was off a free throw.
Off a free
and,
throw, yeah.
Moncton not getting back.
This almost looks like, some tired legs for Moncton, or just a lack of effort tonight on the defense, on the transition defense.
So that alley-oop pass and dunk attempt not going down, but 44 is able to draw the harm. He's shooting 2.
Foul is on Jeremy Williams.
And 44 having to come out of the game. Looks like he got poked in the eye.
Maybe a contact issue or something.
So number 3 is coming in to shoot the free throws. Sometimes it's a tough assignment when you got cold legs off the bench, but he looks like he's ready to go.
Well, as a coach, sometimes that can work out for you. I'm sure love to take out Dwight Howard, bring someone else in to shoot his free
Sure,
throws.
yep. Good option.
Every time he's fouled, pretend he was poked in the eye and get that sub.
We've got a designated hitter. Why not a designated free throw shooter at this point?
Anthony Anderson, the fourth quarter scoring threat we talked about, hitting that open 3.
Yeah, well, Chris, we talked about Anthony Anderson. This is your first Millrats game, first NBL game. We talked about how good Anthony Anderson is. It's hard, thus far. We haven't seen a lot of Anthony Anderson, but he's always a late fourth quarter guy where he just puts on a show. And then when the game's over, we look up, he's got 34 points, 12 assists, and
especially when opponents get into foul trouble. He is as effective as Kobe Bryant is playing the dramatic role of drawing that harm, especially late in the game. And he's always looking to the refs for a foul call, and he make you pay at the free throw line. So Millrats have a really small lineup out there. And Van Zandt hitting that 3.
Van Zandt can shoot the ball.
If Moncton wants to get back into it, it's time to make a stand right now, play a little defense, or this game's over.
I think the next couple minutes are crucial for Moncton.
Look for Anthony Anderson and Radio to be shooting those open jumpers. They love showing up in the fourth quarter. Again, Matthews is money from 3.
2 threes in a row.
Damian Gay touched on that back in November. Don't leave that guy open. Kenny Jones deciding to shoot a 3.
I didn't know he had that in his arsenal.
He does.
Tyrone Levitt and Kenny Jones, we compare them often. They can do it all. Didn't even need a pump fake that time. There's Matthews open for 3 again. Not able to hit.
No over the back. Thought he had him boxed out.
Number 3 of the Moncton Miracles able to get that 2 to go.
Basket, another 3-on-2.
Yeah.
Moncton just no transition defense.
Exactly. They knock a 3 down on one end, and then they've got one or two guys back on defense.
And again, Anthony Anderson's got that hang time in there. He may only be 5'11", But he'll hang just long enough until just to draw the contact, and here he is at the free throw line. We talked about it in the fourth quarter. Here we are, 6 minutes and 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Who's at the free throw line? It's Anthony Anderson.
Yeah. Mr. Closeout.
We talked about their history between Moncton and Anthony Anderson. Look for those guys to shoot the three or to attack the hoop and draw the harm to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Coach King seen enough of him shooting threes, and quickly Tyrone Levitt into the game and take that away.
Great defense. Tyrone Levitt coming down with the boards. It's very dangerous now. You got Tyrone Levitt and Kenny Jones running the floor. Great ball movement. Norats can't hit the shot. Nice little crossover there by 14 of the Moncton Miracles. Decon Brooks. Again, Norats going into their bigs here.
That's goaltending, yeah. If you're not going to double team him, he's going to make you pay.
Speaking of Dwight Howard, that's something he does occasionally.
Media timeout here.
At this point, I don't know how you can't double team Jones. You know, you've seen him go to work all game.
Yeah. And it's not like it's the first time they've played. You know, like your game plan from the start should be, all right, as soon as Kenny Jones puts it on the floor, we throw a double team at him. You can't let him go to work down there by himself.
So the score 110-89 for the for the St. John Norats. If you're just tuning into the game, we've seen a completely different Milrat squad. They have been improving game by game, but they have really put it together here tonight, Stacey. And again, we have Stacey Atkinson from St. Stephen High School and Chris Woodside from Calais High School here on the broadcast. And we've been talking about this, I guess, this Milrats team gelling and that team chemistry building. And the confidence of these players. You know, Chris had just touched on Kenny Jones choosing to shoot that open three-point shot, and these players being able to really do it all. So they've been posting up, they've been moving the ball well, they've been getting their offensive and defensive rebounds, and not a lot to critique on the St. John Milrat squad tonight.
Yeah, just a little. I'd like to see them stop the basketball a little more. You know, cut down on dribble penetration. I think the last 4 or 5 minutes they've done a really good job. Overall in the game, you know, the first 3 quarters of the game not so well. You know, stopping dribble penetration, but you know, I'm not saying it's bad. You know, but I'm not saying it's great. I think it can be tweaked a little better and stopping that basketball like that, and not relying on help defense when you don't have a rim protector or a shot blocker in the paint. Wow, great footwork.
Levitt, nice spin move to the hoop. I guess the point I was trying to make was that in general, as a team, overall quality of this team has skyrocketed.
Oh yeah, they've really cleaned up on a bunch of stuff. You know, whether we call them weaknesses or not, but
right.
And it's, you know, seems like this crew was having fun out on the floor and enjoying playing basketball.
But well, again, it doesn't seem to be a selfish player on the floor. I mean, they move the ball. They've given up a couple good shots to get even better shots.
Yeah.
You see the guys popping it up, people on the floor. I mean, it's been fun to watch.
Yeah. Definitely.
Again, you're seeing your point guards attacking the hoop. These Milrats point guards and shooting guards want to draw that harm, shoot free throws.
Wow, that was a heck of a catch.
That was impressive by Zach. Got some air time there. All the Milrats wide open that possession. The score is 114-96 for the St. John Millrats. Miracles are going to have to pull out some late game heroics. And number 14, got to say, he's been playing well since he's come out on the court.
Yes, DeQuan is quicker than a hiccup, isn't he?
He is fast.
He's fast.
There's your pump fake, Coach Atkinson. And Levitt hitting the 3-bomb.
You know, he goes down the last possession. He posts up, shows us some nice footwork in there with a nice little post move. Next trip down the floor, he hits a 3. So, you know, as we keep comparing him and Kenny Jones because they're so alike. You know, two big, strong guys that can defend 7-footers right down to 5'10" guys. They can both post up. They can both hit the 3, and they pass the ball pretty well.
Well, we talked about it the first of the season. Ian McCarthy and all the general managers in the league. You have to make a choice what type of a roster you're trying to really put together going into the season. As you know, the Halifax Raymond have really invested in the big men, so they've gotten some, a couple guys, 6'10", 6'11", listed, I think at 260, but look about 280, and so really making use of those big men, and that's, I think, part of their game plan this season. And the Millrats decided to go with the more athletic squad, and you're seeing that right now. Being able to run the floor, having guys like Kenny Jones and Tyrone Levitt play against the bigs, but also be able to shoot that perimeter open shot. Yeah. So, I think Moncton may be struggling a little bit with where they're trying to head on, leading down the stretch of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next Millrats home game is going to be on January.
And it's it's kind of unfair on our part too. This is the first time we've seen Moncton. So are they having a bad game? Is this a normal game for them, or maybe they've just, I don't know what their schedule has been for the last few days. Maybe they're coming off a pretty tough road trip and they're showing us some tired legs. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see them play again, and I'm sure Coach Serge Langlis is going to watch some game film, sit down with the rest of the team, watch some game film, and look, guys, it was tonight. It was a lack of effort. Period. It wasn't that we were outskilled. It wasn't that they shot the ball any better. It was they got more layups, more fast break opportunities than we did because of a lack of effort. And we've seen a game with the Millrats a couple weeks ago. I believe it was PEI they played, where they really showed some tired legs. They come off a couple game road trip, and they were the ones giving up all the layups and all the transition fast break points. And then we seen them come out, after 4 or 5 days rest, come out and played an unbelievable game. Gave up 0 fast break points. And we're just a totally different team. So it'll be interesting to see Moncton again. I'm sure, they play again. They'll make some adjustments. Definitely play harder, you would think.
And it doesn't help when you have a player down. The Moncton Miracles have one player down, still on the floor.
You don't like to see him laying on the floor that long. You like to maybe 15, 20 seconds and get up and walk off in his own recognizance, but he's been down a while.
Well, there's 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in this fourth quarter. The score is 117-98. Again, the game is not over. Chris and Stacy, you guys both know that the game of basketball is not over with a stretch in the score here. 3 minutes is plenty of time to get back in the game in professional basketball. So you can never count the Miracles out. They do have perimeter shooting.
As we saw earlier, it was they went on a 14-2 run in like a minute and 20 seconds, and that can that's all they need. Get back in the game, and 21 or 19-point lead. You like to think it's over. They can cut it to a 10-point or an 8-point game awful quick, and now you're thinking.
But again, as the Millrats move through the good to see Chris Matthews getting up. He's a
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see.
no,
I
that
think
was
he
a
took
tough
a
one.
hard hit to the head. It looked like it might have been a little bit of a concussion. You see her doing some of the tests over the eyes and seeing.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that's what he did. He took a hard hit to the head.
Yeah, he was definitely holding on to his face and his head. So
Chris, you can go and pick up that free massage voucher.
I hope he's all right.
Experts over at the merchandise table on the concourse. We thank you.
So both teams trying to get back into the game here after an unfortunate injury there to Matthews.
You know, Kenny just says, you know, I can't play any better D except for blocking his shot because he's there, he's forcing him into a tough shot, he's getting great hand pressure, but Zach's just having himself a heck of a ball game there. He's making everything.
There's Kenny Jones gonna attack the hoop.
Pump fake, go to the basket.
Again, those two guys on the floor at the same time. It's a dangerous combo.
Oh yeah, that's what we saw. And they, you know, that
And
win.
the hustle.
Wow, look at Tyrone. Good
Don't
hustle.
be shocked that Tyrone Levitt was just laying it all out on the floor.
You know, that 1 point victory I was just saying was over Halifax. That was, you know, majority of that fourth quarter was Tyrone and Kenny on the floor together, and boys, did they ever stop the basketball?
Nice pass. I'm really impressed by number 14, the Moncton Miracles. He's caught me off guard here. He's very quick.
Yeah.
Sees the floor really well, and the big man for that alley-oop dunk.
When you got Zach at about 6'10" and
Look at the footwork again.
Number 3 lighting it up for the Moncton Miracles. Tyler Murray with a nice jumper. When you leave a Millrats game, you've got those two names. You'll have those two names memorized for probably years to come.
wow.
Aaron Levitt. Again, 14.
Daquan is quick.
Daquan is really fast.
Finishes well. He's a pinpoint passer. He's hit Zach for a couple of alley-oops and some easy baskets.
Good defender too.
Now Millrat's gonna take wide open good shots here only.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's 1 minute left to play. And 23.
14-point game. I just run your 24-second shot clock out. Whether you miss or not, run the clock.
Van Zandt hitting, I believe, probably his 4th three-pointer of the game. But the Millrats with a very solid lead here, 123-109. Millrats going to try to run out the clock here. Again, Kenny Jones having an easy time all game getting to the basket.
Yeah, he's so strong.
Well, there's nobody quick enough to keep up with them, and if they are quick enough to keep up with them, they're not big enough.
Right.
So I mean, what do you do with a guy like that?
Yeah, he's a tough cover.
Zach Atkinson with a nice dunk again. He's played a solid game. Kenny Jones refusing to give up. Ten seconds left.
He wants the 40 points. Wow, folks, 40-point night from Kenny Jones.
40-point night for Kenny. That big ticket Jones.
Big ticket Jones.
Incredible effort in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. Fans are on their.
How many?
I can barely speak over this crowd behind me.
How many times, guys, do you see your big guy get? You know, most of the times the 40-point game comes from your guards, comes from your swing guards. He just had a heck of a ball game. Defensively, offensively, a heck of a ball game. 129-111, Millrats.
Do not drink and drive. Don't forget the team is signing autographs up by the main concourse after the game.
Well, that was an incredible game by the St. John Millrats. 129-111. As I stated earlier, just being able to see this team all season and the amount they've improved has been phenomenal. And, just looking at Kenny Jones lighting up with 40 points. We haven't seen the stat sheet yet, but I'm sure Tyrone Levitt's got quite a few points himself. And but again, everyone was scoring very unselfish basketball. Chris has said that earlier.
And this is what you like to see too. Center court, you see that every game. They get together. They're one team.
So Chris, coming from Calais, Maine, what's impressed you the most about National Basketball League of Canada, the game style? What's impressed you the most?
Well, that's a great question. What sticks out to me, again, as I've talked about over and over, was how quickly they would transition. Made basket, missed basket. Rats were looking to get out and run, and unselfish basketball. They saw what was working. They had to mismatch. As we said, Kenny Jones is just an absolute monster down low. Can shoot, him and Levitt, and the players were good with that. They're going to go what's working and go with it open. And you had Daly come in. He maybe only played 12 minutes of the whole game, but they were some big 12 minutes while he was in there. I think he probably had 12 points too, just in his short time in, and that just comes from going out and working hard, getting out front.
Yeah, and what I always noticed when I first started coming to watch Millrats games was just the skill level and the speed and the physicality of the game, along with all that skill. It's just great basketball to watch, and what you're seeing with these teams, and we talked earlier, the NBL teams compared to, say, NBA developmental league in the NBA, is the chemistry and the team camaraderie. These are guys that are together mostly for a season and fighting for a championship title. Not getting plucked here and there by NBA teams back and forth. 8 new guys this week and 8 new guys the next week, and like I said, if you haven't been out to see an NBL game, come out and watch. It's a great brand of basketball.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up here. The Millrats with a 129-111 victory. Once again, thank you to the head coach of Calais, head coach of the Calais High School Senior Boys Basketball Team, Stacey Atkinson, and from Ben Morrison as well, and from St. John, New Brunswick. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to YouTube Live TV, and we'll be talking to you next time.